On today's What's in the Box, Everdell Collector's Edition. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Lee with Geek City USA, and today we are going to unbox the Collector's Edition of Everdell. And this is actually the second printing, so once upon a time when I would do the Kickstarter Top 5 videos, Everdell was one that I had featured in it because I absolutely loved the look of this game. And for whatever reason, I was backing a lot of stuff, and I didn't back it trying to be responsible. And it was a game that my wife had said to me, Robin, she's like, why don't we have this game? And I said, well, I showed it to you. And she's like, yeah, I thought you were buying it. So here we are, more than a year later, finally with our very own copy and the second edition to boot. So here's the sleeve on it. I think the sleeve's a nice touch, but I'm all about the game. Well, it's pretty cool. There's some, I hope you can see the UV coating on that. See how that kind of catches light there? And there is the back. Now we went ahead and we got the wooden collector's edition, the wooden Evertree, as well as the expansion, but that'll come in another video. I just want to share this and see the differences. Now I know there's an update to the rule book and some of the cards as well, if I recall correctly, but here are the rules. Now if you're not familiar with Everdell, it's a fantastic worker placement game with this cool 3D tree that I get it's kind of gimmicky because you don't really need the tree, but it adds a cool vibe to the game. So here we have the rules, how to play, place a worker. I've played this game a bunch of times, really regretted not backing this originally, so I'm very happy to have our very own copy. And it's literally just came from FedEx 10 minutes ago, and I'm shooting this video because Robin's already saying, let's play, come on, let's do this. So figured I would shoot this just so you guys can see the difference. Now I don't know what's different necessarily in the rule book, but I'm sure many people out there do. So I love these little catalogs because it's always a good way. Fantasy Flight does these, and that's when I first got into games. I used to sit and just gloat, or not gloat, that's probably not the right word, but I would go through these books and just want everything in them, kind of like when I was a kid looking at G.I. Joe books. But yeah, Alien Frontiers, Archmage, Black Orchestra, Everdell, Nothing Personal, King's Forge, a bunch of good games in here. Shadow Rift. So let me tell you something, Shadow Rift is a fantastic game. If you like deck builders, get this game. I got a playthrough on that. Anyway, Everdell Collector's Edition. So here we go, Legendary Expansion. Oh, so that's what's different in it. So I know you get the, there's Rugwork, 3 cards, extra cards, 15 of them, and the Legendary Expansion. And there's also, oh good, solo rules? Solo Saturday, making a comeback. We're gonna do this for sure. Here's assembling the Evertree. I don't think we need to do it right now. There's also metal coins in here. Here is the board now. It is upside down. Maybe I have to move the boxes out of the way just to get this down a little bit. I could have moved the camera up a little bit, but I did not. So you see the whole thing, the tree would sit right here. And right here is an area where you set your cards. So here we go, let's start taking a look at the other stuff in here. Whoops, as I launch that onto the table. So let's see how these punch. Good, no tearing. Let's make sure that's, yeah, look at that. So they're good thickness here. You see the art on them. These are the different, I don't want to call them locations. Anyway, I could punch the whole thing now, or I could wait. Here's the rest of the tree. Now the tree, when put together, it stands. I mean, you can't tell because they're straight down, but it's a pretty substantial size. It's a good size. So anyway, these are little doors. I think there are wooden ones to replace the punch board ones that come with stickers. So that's pretty cool. And then the coins, which are replaced with metal coins. So let's dig in. Look at this, nice little inlay. I'm gonna move this out of the way just because I don't want to scuff it up with the box. I feel like a kid on Christmas. Literally, the UPS man and the FedEx guy pulled into the neighborhood at the same time. The UPS guy came in and brought my wife a new vacuum floor cleaner thing. It vacuums and cleans the floor at the same time. She's like, I'm so excited. You know you're grown up when you're excited for a vacuum to be your toy. And I'm like, I'm waiting for the FedEx guy to drop off games, which are kind of real toys. So I don't know, I'm kind of a kid. So anyway, here are the discs. These are just standard wooden discs, but you put these stickers on it. That replaces the doors. Let's see here. Oh, the meeples to this game are amazing. We're just gonna jump right into that. So here we have a bunch of mice meeples. I'm assuming, don't quote me on any of that. Some of these may not be what I think they are. You get 6 of them, I believe. Yeah, six mice. And these are the stones. Everything is pretty thematic. I feel like these stones are like polished stones. I mean, I don't know what they really are. You know, they're probably some kind of plastic, obviously, but they give the impression of polished stone. And the twigs here, so in the first edition of the game, the twigs were just like a single log, and they would roll everywhere. So we'd play my buddy's copy quite often. And I was excited that they redid the logs so they didn't roll around the table. Because you would literally set it down and go brrrr. So yeah, so it's cool that they redid this. In fact, I ordered a set so he could have a replacement set. So his didn't roll over anymore. All right. And then we have, I don't remember what this was. Was this amber? I can't remember the little gems, but your typical plastic crystals. So crystals in games, they're the same to me. I don't know why. I never get excited about crystals. I like wooden bits. They look fancy, but you know, they're cool, but I don't think they're as cool as wooden bits. I love wooden bits. Some baggies. There's some metal coins here. So these are the 3s. Those are very, very bright gold. I don't know if that shows up as well. They are like so reflective, you could probably see yourself in it a little bit. I wonder if these would work at like a Chuck E. Cheese or an arcade. Not that I would do that, but got a bunch of 3s. And here's some other resources. These are the berries. Now, these are neat because they are literally, they kind of bounce. Oh, these aren't as squishy as the first edition, I don't feel. Anyway, they are still pretty responsive if you squish them. I feel like they were a little squishier in the first edition, but yeah, it's cool that the berries are squishy. The stone feels like stone. I'm so excited to play this game. And here we go. Here's all the different characters. So let's get maybe a couple of each, or one of each anyway. I got them all. Porcupine. Yes. So you see, you get a good amount of them. And I'm not even going to pretend to assume what animal these are, but you see each of them here, and they're good and chunky. I mean, they're pretty thick. You know, they're thicker than a standard meeple. You got your little porcupine-looking thing, a little mousy-looking thing, a little squirrel thing, turtle. So really cool. I like the coloring on it. It's not the typical yellow, green, blue, whatever. I don't know how good it is when it comes to colorblind, but as far as the colors go, but at least the shapes are all unique. And then here are the dollar coins. Gotta love metal coins. I'm so excited. I'm a kid on Christmas right now. I've been waiting. Literally, I must have been one of the last people to get the shipping notices. Everybody else has had their games for quite a while, but that's okay because it's still early. And I don't get all upset that they sold it at Gen Con. I know some people were, but it's not, it doesn't bug me. Sell your games, make money. I'm excited to get mine. Look at this D8, really big. It's really light for a D8. So it rolls well. I don't remember what the die was used in the game. Maybe that's just for solo play. I'm not really sure. Here are the cards themselves. And there's an awesome linen finish on the cards. You see the backs are all the same. And that's one thing about this game, is the art is wonderful. The only complaint that I've heard, and you know, maybe I've experienced as well, is there's a lot of text on these cards, and the text is small. So when it's on the table in front of you, it's kind of, you know, you got to pick up the cards and read them. You get familiar with them as you go. You know, you learn what they do. But yeah, it's a little, I mean, you see there's a lot written on these cards, but you know, hey, whatever. It's not a showstopper at all to me. So we've got the, what is that? The Skirble champion? And here we have the Town Crier, Carnival, Gazette. I mean, the art on this game is just fantastic. I don't know who the artist is on this game. I'm gonna look here real quick, because the art in this game really is one of the things that really sticks out. I mean, obviously art in a game is an important thing, but this game is really, really well done when it comes to the art. Now, where is that? I've got to see who did the art. I'm sure it's with art by Andrew Bosley. So, I mean, you see the art in here is wonderful. All right, so we have here, these are the little cards. And these are different to mark because you're gonna put them at different areas on the Evertree. And if I recall correctly. So, not really any art on these, just different goals that you can you can claim the card and then do stuff with them. So yeah, lots of different options. I think there is a lot of replayability to this game just because of the way the characters come out and everything like that. Look at that, 3 berries. This is an excellent game. Yeah, 2 resin and 1 twig. That's what that is, that's resin. Did I say it was resin? Did I call it amber? Whatever, it's cool. And then this is the meat and potatoes of the game here. All right. Yeah, because you're building your town in this game, and I don't know, just good stuff. Good stuff, good stuff. As I put that all on the floor. Look at, I mean, and this sits under the Everdell tree, and that's where you draw your cards out of. Time to celebrate. Here's the builder of the greatest city in all of Everdell. Erect a memorial of your victory. Take a selfie. That's cool. Take a selfie with the other side of this card and share it with us. I have not seen this in the game. Why aren't we doing this when we play our games? All right, so let's see. I'm gonna go through this kind of quickly because I mean, you see there's a ton of cards, but just so you can see how beautiful the art is on this game. And the way the cards all interact, a lot of the cards interact with each other, is just, to me, it's a bonus. And look at all these. A couple of each. The King. Oh, excellent game. And this one's funny too because it's worker placement, but there's still so much. It feels to me it's a worker placement plus. You know, because yeah, you're placing workers, but it's not a worker placement like, you know, an Agricola would be. I feel like you're doing more. I don't want to say more. You're doing a little bit different stuff. So I don't know, blends really well. You're building your little town, and excellent game. Clock Tower. Oh, no DeLorean in the distance. Oh, I'm not going back in time. A dungeon. So yeah, I mean, Evertree. Very excited. The farm. I always end up with a bunch of farms. Not sure why that is. The mine, the monastery, palace, post office. Excellent art in here. Lots of cards. University. Oh, and again, the cards are linen finish, so they should last a while. They feel a good thickness. I never sleeve anything. Oh, where'd the case to that? Oh, that was right. It wasn't in the wrapper. But yeah, I never sleeve anything, for better or for worse. I think games are made to be played no matter how rare. Oh, that's cool. Nice little color on the inside. No matter how rare, the games are meant to be played, and I always figure that if something happens to a game and it gets beat up, well, you know, it's an excuse to buy another game or another copy. So I'm gonna put all this back in here, and that'll do it for the Everdell Collector's Edition, the second printing or the second edition of it. And there you have it. I'm not gonna bother to put the sleeve on it because I'm just gonna take it off in 5 minutes. So there you have it, Everdell Collector's Edition, Starling Games, awesome game, check it out. I gotta go play this. So thanks for hanging out, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. We'll see you next time, cheers.